So the Misty Lite looks like a $25 stamping tool, and that sounds like a no-brainer, right? But here's the honest truth for card makers. It's not a $25 tool. By the time you add the Petunia platform and the Power Mags, you're looking at around $95, and that's if you buy it in a bundle. And even then, the stamping area is smaller than a standard A2 size card front, which means you can't even stamp a full background in one pass. So the real question isn't, is it cheap? It's, is it actually useful for card makers? Or is it a downgrade from the regular Misty? So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what it really does, what it doesn't do, who it actually makes sense for, and who should absolutely save their money. All that and more coming up. Hi, I'm Jeannie Scott. Welcome to the Upper Craft Room, where we make a mess and create something beautiful out of it. Let's just start with what this thing actually is. The Misty Lite is basically the hinge door of a Misty without a box. It's an acrylic door with a hinge. There's no base, no grid, no paper, and no foam mat underneath. It doesn't hold your project in place. It literally sits on top of whatever you're stamping, so unlike the regular Misty, you're the one responsible for stabilizing everything underneath of it. The actual stamping area is roughly 3 3/4 by 3.37 inches, and that's smaller than a standard A2 card front, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So right away, you can't stamp a full background in one go. If you love large florals or background stamps, you're going to be repositioning because it's not designed to cover an A2 front in one press. And then you'll notice that the lid has 2 different labels on it, clear and cling. On a regular Misty, the foam mat is what adjusts the stamping height. You leave the foam in for clear stamps and you remove it for red rubber ones. The Lite doesn't have foam, so instead the hinge assembly is designed so that when you flip it from clear to cling, the lid sits at a slightly different height to match the thickness of the stamp, and that's how it compensates for not having a base. Now let's talk about the part that makes people excited, the $25 price tag. Yes, technically, the Misty Lite is about $25, but that price is just the lid and the hinge. That's it. There's no base, there's no magnets, there's nothing included to actually hold your cardstock in place. Could you technically press it down on your table and stamp? Sure, but it's inconvenient and your paper's going to slide everywhere. So realistically, yes, you're going to need either the Petunia platform, some kind of magnetic base, or a magnetic glass mat underneath of it. And you're also going to need either the Power Mags or something similar like the Glassboard Studio magnets to keep your project from shifting. So if you don't already own a compatible magnetic surface and magnets, you're not done at $25. You're looking at closer to $100 to make this function the way people assume it does out of the box. Before we go any further, I want to quickly show you the regular Misty, just in case you're newer to stamping and you've never used one before. This is a traditional stamp positioning tool. It comes with one flat magnet. It has a solid base, built-in grid lines, and you can add things to it like the sticky mat if you prefer that over the magnets. And it comes with the foam insert. The foam is what allows you to switch between the clear polymer stamps and the thick red rubber stamps. So you put the foam in for clear stamps and remove the foam to use the cling stamps. So the tool itself is complete right out of the box. You don't have to buy a separate base for it to function. Now it's time to talk about the Misty Lite and the differences between the Misty Lite and the regular Misty. And let's go over what those differences really are. Now here's the full setup of the Misty Lite with all the add-ons, with the exception of the pink magnetic magnet there because that is a Glassboard Studio magnet. So let's go over how this Misty Lite works. First of all, as I said, it cannot function without any of the add-ons. It has to have a magnetic base and it has to have magnets to hold it down. That's the whole functionality of it. Otherwise, if you're holding it by hand, there's no reason to really have it at all because you can just use a stamping block. You're not going to be able to stabilize it with just your hand. If you already have something like a magnetic glass board, you can use it, but not without magnets. And even if you buy the magnetic base, you still have to have the magnets because it's just not going to hold down. It's not magnetic itself. So you have to have either the Glassboard Studio magnets or something just as powerful if you're not going to purchase the Power Mags that were meant for the Misty Lite. If you already own the magnetic mat and some Power Mags, then you absolutely can use it. It's not quite as powerful, but it would still work. Now, when I show you this on the regular magnetic base that actually was made for the Misty Lite, you can see that it's very powerful. and that holds down, even with the magnets that don't go with the Misty Lite, that wasn't made for the Misty Lite, they still hold it down very powerful. This magnetic board is a super powerhouse. It is a very powerful magnetic board. Now I'm going to bring in the power mag that was meant for the Misty Lite, and you can see that it comes with handles, which is kind of nice. These little ribbons help you to pick it up and lift it off. They kind of probably learned that from the magnets that they made for the actual Misty. Were too hard to pick up, and we had to add our own little handles, but these really help. Now I do like 2 magnets because, as you can see, it doesn't it kind of shifts whenever there's only 1 magnet on there, but since I already have these Glassboard Studio magnets that work great, I have 2 magnets. Then you can also get these pongs, or pongs probably, power pongs, that also are meant for the Misty Lite, that hold your paper down so your paper doesn't shift underneath, and then your magnets are also holding down, your power mags are also holding down the Misty, and that way nothing is shifting. And then, like I said, you have the one side that's for clear and the other side is for the rubber stamps, and you just put it on the side that you're going to use. So if you see the rubber where the word rubber and it's clear, that means that side is for rubber. And then the same thing on the other side where it says clear, if that's clear to read when I say clear that way, then that is how you can tell if you're on the right side for which type of stamp that you're going to use. Now, what about using your existing Misty magnets? If you already have the Misty and the flat magnets, you're not really going to be able to use those magnets. It's not really going to be able to work because the regular flat Misty magnets are harder to grab and maneuver under a floating lid like this. The power mags are taller and have handles, which makes them easier to lift and reposition, or the power mag that was meant for the Misty has those ribbons, so it's easier to lift with that as well. And that matters because there's no frame or brace against this when you go to lift with the Lite. So to my original argument, to just buy the Misty mechanism doesn't make sense to me because you have to have magnets and a base. I mean, there's no getting around it. The only way it's a $25 tool for someone is if you already have things that are going to work for you, like a magnetic surface that you're working on, and then some magnets. Otherwise, you have to buy the whole ordeal. You have to have magnets and you have to have a base. It just isn't going to work any other way for any type of project. All right, so next up I want to show you exactly how this works with paper. So this is an A2 size card base that I have in here, and I'm going to shift it around. You can shift it anyway. The one thing I like about the Misty Lite is that there's nowhere on the card base that you're not going to be able to stamp. The only thing is it's not very wide. You don't have a very wide stamping platform, so you can't get the whole card, which means you would have to take everything apart and kind of maneuver everything around to get it to fit so that you can stamp exactly where you want to. And then you have to slide the cardstock in and out where you want it to go, so that you can get it exactly where you want it to stamp. This can be a good thing or it can be an aggravation depending on what you're trying to do. I mean, if you're a scrapbooker, it's great. But if you're a card maker, the Misty works fine. There's not really anything that the Misty Lite can do that the Misty original Misty can't do. So for card makers, I don't really think this is a beneficial tool. It's not something that you really need to do. But let's go ahead and test it and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to use a larger stamp. This one's from Altenew, and I'm just going to peel it back off of the plastic and put it on the platform, and you're going to see that it's really not going to fit on the platform. So for starters, smaller stamps fit on the platform, but you're not going to be able to get a larger stamp on there. So now I'm just trying to position it to where I can get most of it on there, and then I'll show you how I can press down on the side of the part that's not on there, that little piece there, and get the whole stamp onto the platform. And then I'm also going to have to lift off the magnets to get the paper positioned exactly where I want it and make sure that everything's positioned properly so that I can get a really good stamp with this, using this mechanism. Now I know I could delete all of this, but I want to show you exactly everything that you have to go through to get this to stamp on a piece of cardstock. The Misty is much simpler, however, it will do what the Misty will do. I still can't find anything that this will do that the Misty can't do. So now I'm realigning the stamp and getting it on the cardstock where I want it, which on the Misty, I would only have to do that once. and then I would have it lined up exactly where I want it. But I'm having to remove magnets, and I can't get the whole stamp on the stamp positioner because it just doesn't fit. And it's not really that big of a stamp. It's not that large of a stamp. So I guess what I'm saying for A2 cards, 5x7 cards, slimline cards, 6x6 cards, the regular Misty already handles all of it. It's stable, it has more stamping space, and it holds your project in place. Removing the sidewalls doesn't suddenly unlock some new card making capability. So as you can see, you can stamp with this. And that didn't stamp very well, but that could be just because the stamp is new, not necessarily the stamp positioner's issue. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a second stamp just to darken that up a little bit. But you can see that we can stamp with this just fine, but we don't need it. We can stamp with the regular Misty. And I do think that there are rare situations where the base of the Misty physically can get in the way of positioning a stamp. And then you could simply use a stamping block. And realistically, I really can't come up with any real situation where that would be a necessary need. One of the things that I absolutely do love about this is that you can position this anywhere on your paper that you want to. So in the event that you had a larger piece of paper that didn't fit inside the Misty, let's say this was a 12 by 12 piece of paper, like what I'm doing here, I'm just positioning where it needs to go. Now, it's a little bit of a hassle because you have to deal with those magnets to keep everything positioned and held down. So that's a little bit of a hassle. But if I was a scrapbooker, it would be worth it to me to go through that. So now I can position it, and then if I wanted to, I could put my pawns on the other side to secure that. But I think it's probably secure enough. I don't really have to worry about it shifting when it's sitting, without the pawns on the paper. The pawns just help you to be able to secure it even that much more. But now you can see I'm able to position this, and I'm going to be able to stamp that right on the paper exactly where I want it, and it's going to get straight. I'll be able to re-stamp it if I need to. I guess maybe that pawn was in the way, so I didn't end up using that, but you can see where you can secure that if you need to. But this really is secure enough that if you move it on your own, if you physically purposely move it, it'll shift, but it's not going to shift, I don't think, if it's sitting like this. So I think that is a big advantage. So to be fair, I think it stamps as well as the regular Misty does. I just don't think it's going to replace the Misty. And I really think that if you already have the Misty, there's no reason to get this. Also, I want to show you that you can use the mechanism on a sticky mat. It sticks very well, so I think that you could probably use it on a sticky mat. I do think it would be much more of a hassle, and as far as removing it from the sticky mat, I wouldn't just pull it up. I would definitely, it's very stuck to it, so I would definitely lift it up and peel it off rather than trying to pull it off, because otherwise you could end up busting your little mechanism there. Now, I also want to address the crazing and cracking question that I got from someone. And I have to say that it is made of the same acrylic. Because you're applying manual pressure to the pressure panels on the lid, there is a worry about stress fractures over time if you are using a heavy hand. Now, I would say that I would be very gentle with it. If you take care of it, it will take care of you. So I really wouldn't put a lot of pressure on it. I wouldn't press down really hard because there's no base that's going to catch most of that pressure. The pressure is going to come with the lid. You're just going to, be gently stamping and lifting the lid. So if you don't treat it harshly or you're not rough with it, I think you can get a long time use out of it. If you're going to be heavy-handed, I think that you do potentially have the opportunity for it to crack and craze. So just be gentle with it. The other thing I think is that if you have arthritis, it might be a little harder for you. You have to manually hold the hinge steady while pressing down if you don't have the magnets. And a regular Misty just stays put on your desk. The Lite requires more hand-eye coordination to keep it from shifting. Another situation where the Misty Lite could be helpful is if you're working with a long strip, something like 12 inches by 2 inches, and you want a pattern stamp all the way down while keeping everything lined up. Because there's no sidewalls with the Misty Lite, you can slide that strip through and keep repositioning as you go. Now, I do think that you could make this work in the original Misty. It might take a little adjusting, but it's doable. The Lite might make it slightly easier in that specific scenario. That said, even with examples like this, as a card maker, I don't see enough of a difference to justify buying a separate tool. For me, it's just not a necessary addition to a card making setup. All right, so let's look at where I think the Misty Lite really shines. If you're working on a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout, the light can be placed directly in the center of the page without a boxed in frame limiting your reach. That is a real advantage for scrapbookers. Scrapbooking is the one place where I can see clearly the advantage. If you're working on a 12 by 12 layout, the light can sit right on the center of the page without boxed in frame limiting, as I said, and that makes sense. That said, I'm also not convinced you need all their specific add-ons to make it work. If you already have a magnetic board and some strong magnets, you could probably just buy the $25 hinge mechanism and use it on your existing surface. I don't think the branded magnetic platform is necessarily required if you already have a setup that works. For me personally, I would want a larger magnetic surface underneath it. That's just how I work. A bigger magnetic board paired with strong magnets like the Bauer mags would make more sense for my workflow than the smaller platform. As for journaling or stamping inside bound books, I'm honestly not convinced this is some huge advantage. In my mind, a stamping block would probably work just fine in most of those situations. If you're only stamping once, a block is simpler and you don't need to stabilize a floating hinge. If you need repeat stamping in the exact same spot, maybe that's where the light would help. But I haven't personally tested that because I don't journal that way, so I'm not going to oversell it. By now you probably already know it, but I'm going to give you my final verdict. If you're a card maker who already owns a Misty, save your money. This is a downgrade in stability and size. If you're a traveler, I recommend the Mini Misty. It's still a better choice because it's one piece. It's not a kit with magnets and boards. If you're a scrapbooker or you're a junk journaler, this is finally the tool you've been waiting for. At the end of the day, it's not about whether it works. It's about whether it makes sense for how you craft. Hey, if you're still here watching, I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. And if you enjoyed this video and found value in it, give it a like so YouTube will tell other card makers about it. Subscribe so you never miss a video and hit the bell so you get notified every time we put one out. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.